Dave, it's Paul Myers. Thanks for allowing me to do this. I wanted to get this to you. It's very important based on what I know. I specialize in lead generation, SEO, and ranking sites, and I know how to do that, which means you'd have to believe that people are online searching, whether they're on their desktops, whether they're on iPads, whether they're on mobile devices. I think we'd all agree everybody is online, everybody is searching. So when I look at that, let's just come over here to something I just pulled together for you. Currently in North Bay, if I search for just some of the product offerings that you have on your website, so pavement markings, asphalt work, paving, inspection camera, fencing, and so on, it's showing me here from Google, the average is about 2,000 searches per month. So let's look at May 2019. There was 3,480 for a total search volume, and half of that was on mobile. So that's pretty awesome. There's a lot of searches happening for your products and service. So that's one of the most important things. So when we take a look at your website, I love the yellow and the black. It looks great. I love the pavement marking and the line. That looks great. But what Google will tell you for one of the most important things you can do to have a Google-friendly website, this is just a Google article at support.google.com. It talks about providing high-quality content on your pages, especially your homepage. This is the single most important thing to do. So it's vital that your homepage is the best page. So what helps you get more phone calls than your competitors? And again, when I look here, I know the phones are ringing in North Bay for all these different services. But what makes you get the phone call are all these little tweaks that we do. So what I'm going to show you now is not about poking holes in your website or whoever's doing the work. It's more just to kind of shine a flashlight on, you could do these 3, 4, 5 things, and you could really make a big difference to get more phone calls to you so that, it's not the competitors that are eating away at your lunch or at your dinner. It's you doing the opposite. So the first thing I would do here is I would start with each one of these product services. I would have this as a clickable link to a article that talks about asphalt work and paving. It's probably 750 words to 1,000 words long. And that's where you can build some incredible keywords, weaving in long tail keywords, weaving in things that people are typing and searching for online, so your page gets found. Okay? That's the most important thing. The most important thing, Google reads words. Google doesn't read an image. Well, they can read the alt text of an image, but Google needs to know what the page is all about. And what you need to do is you need to make sure you're telling Google exactly what this page is about. So right now, when I hover over this title tag, it just says call and the phone number. That doesn't tell Google what your page is about. What you want to have in there is Blacktop, North Bay, postal code, phone number, and it could be something like your pavement doctor. 70 characters long at most, otherwise it gets truncated in the search queries. So remember, Google has to serve up within 1 second the most relevant, authoritative search query to the person looking for something. So your website has to tell Google what it's all about. So it needs thousands of words on the page. Let me just quickly show you what we did for Dowdle. So if you look at this site, we built this site out for Dowdle cabinets. You'll notice that aesthetically, it's got some real nice features, some nice photos. But if you look at the words on this page, and remember, it's not necessarily that people will read the words. It's so that Google reads the words and Google knows what this website's all about. They have 1 second or less to provide a relevant search query. So they want to make sure they do it right. If they don't, you're going to use a different search browser. You're going to use DuckDuckGo, you'll use Yahoo, you'll use Bing, you won't use Google. So it's imperative that we make sure that all of this content, all of these keywords, all of these articles are written and posted on your website for each of these categories. Extremely important, okay? So content is the number one thing to give you a Google-friendly website. The second thing we looked at were citations. And a citation is your name, address, and phone number cited all over the web. So in directories like 411 or City Search or Yelp or Facebook, or all these things are called citations. You want to have about 200 of those in Canada. So what I see, Blacktop Waterproofing has 17. Canor has 30. Trapper City has 25. So we need to get these up. When I look at these few things I want to talk to you about, it's kind of like, low-hanging fruit. None of your competitors are doing this either. So you can just imagine if you had a focused campaign to get these things done, how well you'd rank in probably a fairly short period of time, and how well you dominate the market and grab more of the phone calls. Because when I look to some of the search that's happening, right now you're not getting much of the traffic. So this is a tool we use for Blacktop CA, and it kind of monitors the traffic. I'm not seeing much traffic here. If I look to Trapper City, I'm not seeing much traffic here. I start seeing traffic on Canor Construction. Although it's small, I'm starting to see some. And if I go Miller Group, I'm starting to see some good volumes of traffic. So based on, I know people are searching for your stuff, based on the no traffic that you have, you're missing a lot of the calls. I can easily tell that online. So we can change all that. So number one is content. Number two is citations. We want to make sure we point enough citations to it. And then I took a look at your mobile site. And this is good news. Google looks at it and says it's a mobile-friendly page, which is excellent. But what I wanted to point out to you was I found quite interesting is on your phone, when I click the phone number to click to call, it goes back to the index page, just the home page. What you want to do is when I hit that, you want to have it so that it wants to make the phone call. Just like it does somewhere down here on the bottom where it says, I want to call. That's what you want for the first. You need to make sure that anything you do online is super, super easy for the user. Because the more it's more difficult it is, the chances of you losing that and a bounce rate increasing is quite high. So we want to make sure that we include this as a click to call button. So it's very simple to do. All you do is hyperlink this phone number. Right now you can see right down here in the bottom left as I hover over it, it just says blacktop.ca/index.html. What you want that to say when you hover over that down here is call, and it shows you this phone number. So mobile is very, very important to make sure we get that done right. So that's an easy change. SSL, I noticed here your browser's not secure, which means you need to buy the SSL certificate. Google, here's a great article. Google gives ranking boost to secure HTTPS SSL sites. So that means, again, another kind of indication to Google that perhaps we're not going to display you on search queries. So that's very important, okay? And then when we take a look at, let me just look at, where was I? Okay, the SSL browser, and then I look at the GMB. So everything in search for local search pivots off of this listing. This is called your Google My Business listing. This is a free listing that Google puts out. But it needs to be optimized. The first thing you have to do is you have to claim it. So right here it says own this business. This tells me that Blacktop Waterproofing hasn't claimed it. So you might wonder, well, how is it online? Well, Google scrubs and scrapes all of the data online. So through a citation, it has found your information. But you need to tell Google, hey, I own it. I'm in business. I'm active. I need more business. So the first thing you need to do is claim this listing. Also, you have to be careful because a competitor can claim that listing and start grabbing some of those calls. So you're going to want to make sure to claim this listing. Once you claim the listing, you can then go into it and optimize the categories, the info, the photos, the 360 tours, the team identity, all of that stuff, and especially the information portion where you can put 750 characters telling Google exactly what you're all about. Remember, if you have citations and content and your GMB is claimed, Google now knows that you're a relevant, authoritative source in the market, and then it can start sending you more traffic. And then finally, one of the most important things is when we start to take a look at domain strengths. So this is a tool we use, blacktop.ca. The 3 or 4 areas I want to pay attention to are right here. How many backlinks you have, how many referring domains are referring to you, and how many organic keywords you're being found for. So right now, you're currently being found for blacktop paving, blacktop, and blacktop with a space. That's the only thing you're being found for online. Your backlinks. Backlinks is when another relevant site links to your site, not spammy links, quality links. And that site then passes power to your site, which helps you rank. So, right now you've got like 22 of these listings. I think most are from, you've got a few of them here, 411, Web Local. So these are mainly citations. So we want to get quality, relevant backlinks, perhaps with articles and anchor text to you. So as I look at your competitors, Trapper City 18 and 6, Canor 74 and 18, and then Miller 5,800 and 400 referring domains. This guy's got some traffic. He's being found for 4,400 keywords. So it's more of a powerful site. I would compare you more to Canor, where you could really topple these guys and get more of those phone calls when you just do a few things. So when you put all of this together, it gives you a digital footprint and an online presence where you can basically crush your competitors with these strategies. So the biggest thing that we do is we build all this out. We can do all this. You can do all this as well. But then we start building backlinks and guest posts and blogging to the website on a monthly basis. And what that does is it seeds your company to make sure that it solidifies its place and it keeps you as close to the top, if not at the top, than your competitors. But again, when we look to how we do it is you have to start with quality content, weaving in the keywords that you want to be found for. And we would do some searches here to kind of tell you, which keywords we should be found for, because we would check what competitors are being found for. And we'd start to grab some of those words and we'd build articles and content around it so that we make sure we capture all of that traffic. Because again, I can tell you there's 3,400 searches for just 10 of these keywords from your website. So I pulled the first 10 of these keywords. I haven't counted the balance of this stuff. So you've got so much potential here to be able to crush your competitors. I only work with one competitor per, location, per city. So, I'd love to help you guys out. You guys can do this all yourself if you wanted, but I'm here for that. That's what we do. That's my specialty. I've got, I think some massive experience doing just this, and we've ranked a lot of sites. We rank them locally. We rank them globally. So we've been working with a couple of large mining companies, ranking keywords for their websites in 4 different countries now. So that's pretty cool too. So there's lots we can do. I'm sure business is good, but it could probably be better. It's all about just positioning yourself in the right light to Google. Remember, Google reads words. They don't read pictures. So if you come in over here and just did a search, goat cheese. Searching goat cheese is a simple, crazy term, but the first organic result is Wikipedia. And the reason for that is it's a ton of content on here all about goat cheese. Everything you could possibly imagine. So Google, again, has less than 1 second to provide the searcher with the most relevant, quality, authoritative website possible. It can only do that if you tell it what to do. So all the meta tags on this website are need to be corrected, because this meta tag, when I highlight over it and it says the phone number, it doesn't tell Google a darn thing. Okay, so that's critical. That has to be corrected. That goes for all of your title tags. So same thing here. Yeah, title tags haven't been touched on this site, right? So if I go back to Dowdle and I just come up here, so we're at the home page. If I just hover over that, see that title tag? It says Dowdle cabinets, kitchens, bathroom vanities, and countertops, North Bay, and the postal code. The reason you have North Bay and the postal code in there is people are geo-specific. The GPS is turned on their phones, So you want to make sure that you're local to them when they're searching. So we do all of this for title tags to make sure that everything is ranked out and ranked out correctly. So anyways, that's kind of my thing in a nutshell. Hope you found some value in this. We always love to make sure that we're providing value in advance. So if there's anything I can do, if you have any questions for me, I can walk you through some of that stuff and just see if we can get you on, the right page of building out some incredible content and getting you more business, because that's what it's all about. Dave, I appreciate your time. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye.